y'all. How are ya? I know these are challenging times, and you've probably been thinking about a lot of things that might need to change in your life. I know I have. But some of the things I wanted to share with you are what I'm seeing as some silver linings to a devastating pandemic that we are all dealing with together. And one of those is that we are seeing people come together that have not come together in a long time. And that's pretty amazing. I think that is definitely a silver lining. Congress is working together better. Awesome. I know, really. And we're having a chance to spend more time with our family and just slow down and rest and count our blessings. At least I'm doing that. I was just thinking about how much more difficult this would be if we didn't have modern technology. We can see updates in real time from the White House. We can see all the latest news of what's happening with the CDC, new guidelines, new testing. We can stay up to speed with just about everything. It's at our fingertips. And while we're social distancing, which we need to do, it really is an act of kindness to protect yourself and to protect others to do this. So it's so important to follow these guidelines. But we can connect. I'm connecting with you right now through Zoom. We can connect with family all over the world so that we're not so isolated while we're keeping that physical distance. We don't have to keep the emotional, the mental, the spiritual, and all the other ways that we can distance if we didn't have this technology. And so, speaking of technology, the kids are at home. School is out, but it's in. And that means more time with technology. So this is an opportunity, parents, to do all the things that we encourage you to do year-round now. It's absolutely critical because while there is COVID-19, certainly a pandemic, there are so many dangers, real dangers, that every child that is online and unprotected is faced with. They're vulnerable. No child is immune. Sexual predators and sex traffickers are using technology to groom kids. Even good and smart kids are becoming prey to these predators. It's important that you know that. Also, kids have free and easy access to hardcore extreme pornography that an adult couldn't even get in a triple X rated bookstore before the internet. And yet that's the kind of content our kids can see. The pornographers are seeking them out. Kids can get this content accidentally or intentionally. Those are just two of the primary dangers. The other is that kids are using all types of technology that's internet connected. That includes the gaming device, the smartphone, and the tablet. And so while the technology itself is neutral and it's obviously great, it's intended for good purposes, the criminals and the bad guys use this technology, and they're ahead of law enforcement in so many ways. They're ahead of corporate responsibility and solutions, and they're also unfortunately ahead of a lot of parents and grandparents. And that's why we're here at Enough is Enough, to help you navigate the internet world and the digital world and to keep the kids in your life safe. So I just want to remind you of a few tips. First of all, parents, if your kids are online, and quite frankly, I don't think they should be online. I don't recommend that they're online until they're a little older, like junior high even, 9, 10, 11. They can still play games. They can still use the technology, but it's not actually connected to the internet, which is a wise thing for the younger kids. But once they get online, it's very important to communicate with them all the time about what they're doing, who they're interacting with. Limit their buddy list on their gaming devices, on social media, anything you allow them to do, so that they're only communicating with people, parents, that you pre-approve of. Also, have regular conversations with your kids about what they're doing. You want to be the first line of defense, and you want them to come to you with any issue, any danger, anything that they come across, that you are going to be their safe person to talk to. So one of the first things to realize is that there's probably a good chance your kids have already come across a stranger online. Something like 40% in a recent poll showed that kids in the 10 to 14 age bracket category had interacted with a stranger in various ways. The other is that younger kids, 8, 9, 10 years old, under 10 years old, are consuming this extreme pornography. And the 10 to 14-year-olds are about 36% of the minor consumers of extreme content. I'm talking violent porn. It's just some really deviant stuff. I don't want to go into it in case a child is looking at this at my Zoom video right now. But just recognize your kid is not immune. So find out what they're doing and be that person that they can come to, and don't ever overreact and assume that it's their fault, because it may not be their fault at all. So again, you want to be that safe person.